Our first full day in Buenos Aires was a bit of a rainy one. It started out okay. We went to the botanical garden. I didn't film anything there, but it was a fairly pleasant morning. But by about noon, it had started to downpour. There's pizza go. So we spent the bulk of the day just wandering around our neighborhood of Palermo Soho, which is sort of the trendy neighborhood in Buenos Aires right now. If you're a tourist and you're going to Buenos Aires, you could easily find yourself staying here. It's very comfortable. There's a lot of good restaurants, street art, and it's a lively neighborhood, but it's still pretty quiet. Apparently, it can get rowdy at night with some of the outdoor drinking establishments, but we didn't visit any of those, and the weather probably put a damper on that anyway. What it taught us was that it does rain in Buenos Aires in November. Still fun though. On our second day in Buenos Aires, the sun came out, so we mastered the subway and made our way over to the neighborhood of Recoleta, where the very infamous Recoleta Cemetery is. It's probably the second biggest tourist draw in Buenos Aires. It's a must-do. It's on every list, and so we went and did it. Cost about $22 Canadian to get in, which is a bit steep in my opinion. It's cheaper for Argentine nationals, but it is what it is. So we ponied up the money and came in and walked around for a few hours. It was pretty cool. Okay, so history lesson.
Recoleta Cemetery, Cementerio de la Recoleta, located in Buenos Aires' Recoleta neighborhood, is one of Argentina's most important historical and cultural landmarks. Established in 1822 on the grounds of a former Franciscan convent, it was the city's first public cemetery and reflects the nation's transition from colonial rule to a modern republic. The cemetery is renowned for its elaborate mausoleums, statues, and vaults, many designed by prominent architects and sculptors in styles ranging from neoclassical and Art Deco to Gothic revival. Recoleta serves as a pantheon of Argentina's elite, housing the remains of presidents, military leaders, writers, and influential families who shaped the country's political, economic, and cultural life. Most famously, it is the burial site of Eva Perón, whose tomb draws visitors from around the world. Beyond its funerary purpose, Recoleta Cemetery functions as an open-air museum, offering insight into Argentine history, social hierarchy, and artistic trends over 2 centuries.
monuments in the Recoleta Cemetery. I didn't film them because there were crowds of people around them when I was there. So I did put some pictures at the end of the video here. The first is a woman and her dog. It was actually an Argentine woman who was killed on her honeymoon in 1970 in Austria when an avalanche hit her hotel. And the second, of course, is the mausoleum where the remains of Eva Peron are. Evita. They made a musical about her. Madonna played her in a movie. Google it. By our third day in Buenos Aires, we were now masters of the soup day. So we made our way downtown to the Plaza de Mayo. Downtown Buenos Aires has got remarkable architecture. It's got many different styles from Spanish colonial to neoclassical to Italianate. So many beautiful buildings and just really great outdoor spaces. El Obisco is what they call this towering 67.5 meter tall monument in the heart of Buenos Aires. You find it along the Avenida 9 de Julio, which is known as the widest avenue in the world. It was built in 1936 to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the first foundation of Buenos Aires by the Spanish explorer Pedro de Mendoza in 1536. Heading east from the Plaza de Mayo up Avenida de Mayo, you come up to the Congressional Palace, and along the way are these beautiful jacaranda trees. We're really fortunate to be in Buenos Aires in November because that's the season they bloom, and they are just beautiful. This vibrant purple flower on a tree with no leaves. It's really iconic of the city.
From the sailors of the harbor. I like the picture.
The next morning, it was raining again, so we went to the market at San Telmo, which was a pretty cool little market. We actually probably did that backwards. We should have gone to El Caminito here first, but we didn't. El Caminito, it's in the neighborhood of La Boca. It's a very colorful tourist destination, probably the premier tourist destination in Buenos Aires for a number of reasons. It's very colorful, and it's got a lot of restaurants and souvenir stands and places where you can go get a steak and watch some tango. It's neat. The reason it's so colorful is that the original Porteño inhabitants here were, very poor dock workers, and they would paint their houses different colors with the leftover paint from boats. So. The other thing that El Caminito and La Boca more generally is known for is its football culture. It's the seat of the La Boca junior football team, which famously Maradona played for, and it's one of the big rivalries in Buenos Aires and Argentina. The Rio Plata versus the Boca Juniors. So there's an element of football culture that's very on display and expressed here. just as a bookend to our Buenos Aires trip, when we came back after visiting Uruguay, we had another rainy day. So we spent the afternoon visiting this really cool bookstore. It's called El Alteño de Gran Splendid. And it is indeed a splendid bookstore, just unlike any other I've seen.